Hello. Hey there, didn't see you. I'm Paul Zovighian, VP of Marketplaces at Index Exchange. And you are joining us today on Innovators Unscripted. On this series, we are going to be sharing some unfiltered insights from some of the most disruptive voices in today's advertising ecosystem. And I am joined today by one of my favorite people, Jana Jakovljevic.
Hi, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Let's jump right in.
Okay.
Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about yourself and about Cognitiv.
Sure. So I'm Jana. I'm SVP of Partnerships at Cognitiv. At Cognitiv, we specialize in deep learning. We've been applying deep learning to advertising to deliver outcomes for our clients for a decade now.
Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to jump right into this magic deck of cards.
Okay.
And we're going to get into it.
All right.
And you're going to drop some knowledge bombs on us, or we're going to see what happens.
I'll try.
We'll see. No pressure. Okay, you're going to be fine on this one. And I know you've actually written a few pieces on this. So this one is just, I feel good about this for you.
Okay.
How does deep learning enable a more holistic approach to contextual advertising and optimization?
All right. Well, the great thing about deep learning is it can ingest vast amounts of data and find patterns in that data. And it can actually sort of evaluate not just context, like using large language models, but also, not just context on the page, but also, okay, well, what's the time of day? What device is this person on? What do I know about this person? So we're not just delivering more relevant contextual targeting, we're understanding, all right, we also want to serve it to this user, but we want to serve it to them, at this time or in this context, and we want to deliver this message to them.
So it's not just siloing in and zooming into one KPI or one objective. It's taking all the different elements and taking that combined approach to it.
Absolutely. I think in programmatic advertising, everything has been so siloed for so long. You might have your audience strategy, and then you might have a contextual strategy, but traditionally that's just been an off-the-shelf strategy, or it's done with keywords.
Right.
Now we can use large language models, and large language models really sort of understand that page with all the nuance of the human mind.
Right. So it's no longer a naive one word where it can mean very different things depending on how it's actually being used.
Exactly.
Amazing. Okay, let's move on to question 2. The term real time, there's quotes on real time, so that's why I'm doing it, is often used to describe programmatic buying, but that's not always accurate. Why is speed so important for algorithmic decisioning?
Yeah, so I think when we talk about real time, we think about it as real-time advertising or real-time bidding. Hey, you're returning a bid within, however many milliseconds.
Yeah.
But what happens in terms of sort of optimization and algorithms? People will say, hey, this is real time, but they're actually doing this modeling offline.
Right.
They're using historical data to make decisions for today or in the now. And that historical data might just be a few hours old, but it's still, you're taking something that happened in the past and trying to apply it to the today. For us, we're not just doing real-time bidding or real-time advertising.
Yeah.
We're actually making real-time predictions. So we're actually evaluating, and again, this is a great thing about deep learning, it can evaluate that user, that context, that bid request in real time, and we're operating these models in less than 10 milliseconds. So having real time for performance is hugely important.
It's decoupling the act of the transaction, which yes, that happens in real time. You go on a page, you're shown an ad that happened in real time, but the motivation and the choice to go and serve that in that moment,
right? Exactly,
has not always been in real time.
Absolutely.
And so, to your point, in 5 to 10 milliseconds.
And for the most part, it's still not happening.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to question 3. What is the biggest unlock that you've seen from integrating with Index Marketplaces, other than spending more time with me, obviously, and activating AI models on the sell side? How's that impacted your business?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about our integration it is truly real time. Again, we talk a lot about real time,
Yeah.
but we really have the opportunity to deliver our full deep learning capability to any buyer in their DSP of choice through Index. Again, we're receiving that bid request and we're evaluating for all of our clients running on Index, hey, what's the probability of conversion for this bid request, for this user in their context? And again, we're doing that in under 10 milliseconds, 5 milliseconds.
That's right. It's usually under 5 milliseconds.
Yeah, so it gives buyers the opportunity to sort of leverage this sophistication regardless of which buying platform they're using.
And you get to spend more time with me as well. That's okay.
Okay, Paul.
All right. We're done here. Okay. Question 4. With the increasing use of AI in advertising, how does Cognitiv address concerns related to bias?
Right.
What measures or considerations are you making to ensure AI practices are being used responsibly?
Yeah, it's an important question. I think in two main ways. One, human oversight, and secondly, transparency. So in all of our models, we're using the client's first-party data, but we're very careful to ensure that data is a large representation of the population. We're always looking at the features that we're using and how that model is valuing feature importance to ensure it's not biased in certain demographics.
Okay.
Secondly, with our contextual product, which uses GPT, large language model, there could be a lot of bias in large language models, especially depending on how you prompt it. So with our contextual tool, we have, a prompt generator, which allows you to put in, hey, I'm looking to target, this product, this is my audience, this is the content that they read about, but it's fully transparent. So once you generate that prompt, you can see all of the URLs and you can customize it. You can say, okay, I don't really like, the angle of this URL, so I'm going to give that a thumbs down. Or I really like this URL and this content, so I'm going to give it a thumbs up. So in real time, you're sort of customizing your own model. So there's always human oversight, I would say.
So you have human oversight to set those boundaries and those guardrails to make sure it's being used in a responsible, not nefarious way.
Right.
And then I like your point on understanding the output. It's one thing to go and okay, I'm going to use an LLM to, in a more human way, get that result. But I want to know what's actually spitting out, and you're still giving that control to your clients to help steer and make sure, yes, you got it right.
And absolutely. And then secondly, we're optimizing towards the desired outcome of the client. This is someone purchasing a product. So we always want to maximize that and scale that as much as possible.
Fantastic. Question 5. Can you share a success story? How does deep learning drive performance for brands? Any practical stories you would share on that?
Yeah, so, we now have hundreds of clients, we're exceeding their CPA goals, both with our custom models and even just with our contextual offering, just evaluating context and providing highly relevant context can deliver performance for clients without the need of first-party data. I mean, specifically, Group M, Mediacom are using Context GPT to reduce CPA, to reduce the cost of unique reach. They've seen some excellent results.
Fantastic. You're getting the full breadth of scale and not at the sacrifice of quality, and you still hit those delivery goals. Which
Absolutely.
Is the dream. It's kind of what you want to be doing, so keep it up. Okay, next question. What are the innovations that you see coming or maybe already here at the intersection of AI and programmatic advertising? And what's your advice to marketers? What should they be doing to prepare for that?
Yeah, so, I'm really excited about context, but, with creative variation testing, now with AI, marketers, they don't just have to be limited to 3 different creative versions. They could literally have hundreds or thousands. And now with the power of AI, it's not just about, hey, what's the best performing creative overall, which is what we're so used to. Now you can do, hey, what's the best creative to serve to this person in their context? and maybe actually what's the best message to serve them right now, which we haven't really had the ability to do at large scale.
Yeah.
And sort of in this, making these decisions in this rapid time, required to deliver that optimal message. Obviously, Paul, you're going to respond to something different to what I'm going to respond to in terms of creative, product, message, but also, what time of day are we going to respond to an ad?
Yeah.
Right now we're super busy. If we see an ad on our phone, we're probably not going to, look at that ad and start browsing. But in the evening we might, or in the morning we might, for example.
No, that makes perfect sense. You have all the different permutations of how you can optimize, and then to your point, join also on the creative side, which were probably just challenging to do with like the older technology that was in place.
Yeah, absolutely. And for marketers, ensure they're working with partners that are using AI, that have proven results in AI, and ensure that they're not stuck in that old way of thinking of, oh, here's my context segment, here's my audience segment. It doesn't have to be that siloed anymore.
So tell us, how has working with Index contributed to helping your partners, basically your customers?
I think I can sum it up in one word. Index has allowed us to innovate. You allowed us to be able to deliver our deep learning technology to the rest of the market. What I loved is, when we spoke to Index and we spoke about, hey, what we would like to do, you listened and you made it happen. And you're always there. I can Slack you, I can call you, I can email you, and I'm always going to get a response as that super high level of service. And, I think Index really understands, we're all stronger together.
We love that. Thank you so much, Jana, and we
Thank
really
you.
appreciate our partnership, and we love working with you and your team as well.
Likewise.